Hey there, it's Ava from the Collabrian, exploring beyond the looking glass into the prophetic insights of Swiss UFOligist Billy Meier, who in August of 1958 drafted a letter for publication outlining approximately 160 predictions and prophecies of the future that he hoped would serve as a warning for mankind. Mr. Meier claimed he received this information from extraterrestrial mentors that had been communicating with him since he was 5 years old. Now, in the year 2024, we revisit the words written 66 years ago with amazement as to their accuracy, bewilderment in their detail, and fascination with what is to come. Billy delivered 160 predictions and prophecies. This episode will start with numbers 1 through 10. Original prediction number 1. My eyes and mind see things of the future which will take place from today, the year 1958, and therefore will be. In 1958, Billy Meier expressed his unique capacity to foresee future events, suggesting that his visions extended beyond the present moment into the unfolding timeline of history. He asserted the inevitability of these future occurrences, implying that they were predestined or fated to happen. Meier's prophecy conveys a sense of foresight and inevitability regarding future events. Prophetic insight. Meier's claim to perceive future events implies a heightened level of awareness or intuition that transcends conventional understanding. It suggests a deep connection to the fabric of time and the unfolding tapestry of human history. Temporal continuum. By referencing the year 1958 as the starting point for his prophetic vision, Meier anchors his insights within a specific historical context while projecting forward into the future. This temporal continuity underscores the ongoing nature of his prophetic revelations. Inevitability of events. Meier's assertion that the events he foresees will be implies a sense of inevitability or certainty regarding their occurrence. While the exact timeline or manifestation of these events may vary, their underlying trajectory remains fixed within the framework of his prophetic vision. Meier's prophecy prompts contemplation of the nature of time, causality, and free will. It raises questions about the relationship between present actions and future outcomes, as well as the role of individual agency within the larger web of existence. To engage with Meier's prophecy, humanity can embrace a mindset of curiosity, openness, and contemplation. Rather than passively accepting or dismissing his claims, individuals may explore the deeper philosophical implications of prophetic insight, considering how it intersects with personal beliefs, scientific inquiry, and spiritual understanding. By remaining open to the mysteries of existence and the complexities of the human experience, humanity can navigate the enigmatic terrain of the future with humility, wisdom, and resilience. Original prediction number 2. Therefore I see and comprehend things through the passage of time, up to the most distant future, that still remain hidden from the earth people. Many years will pass before my prophecies and predictions have been fulfilled and a new and better time begins. Billy Meier conveyed his unique ability to perceive events across time, extending into the distant future. He acknowledged that his prophecies would take time to unfold and be realized, suggesting that a significant period would elapse before humanity entered a new and improved era. Meier's prophecy speaks to the enduring nature of time and the gradual unfolding of historical events. Temporal perspective. Meier's assertion of comprehending events across time underscores the interconnectedness of past, present, and future. It reflects a holistic understanding of human history and the unfolding trajectory of civilization. Hidden realities. The notion of hidden truths or future developments not yet discernible to the majority of people speaks to the complexity of reality and the limitations of human perception. It suggests that there may be deeper layers of understanding or unseen forces shaping the course of history. Patience and progress. The recognition that many years will pass before prophecies are fulfilled reflects an acknowledgement of the gradual pace of societal change and transformation. It highlights the importance of patience, perseverance, and foresight in navigating the uncertainties of the future. Philosophical reflection. Meier's prophecy invites reflection on the nature of time, human perception, and the unfolding of history. It prompts contemplation of the mysteries of existence and the interconnectedness of past, present, and future. To navigate the uncertainties of the future, humanity must cultivate patience, wisdom, and resilience. Embracing a long-term perspective can help individuals and societies adapt to change, anticipate challenges, and seize opportunities for growth and transformation. By fostering a culture of foresight, creativity, and adaptability, humanity can navigate the passage of time with greater clarity and purpose, ushering in a new era of progress and possibility. Original prediction number 3. Until then, however, it is still far, very far, and much misery and need, as well as evil, wars, terror, chaos, and catastrophes will have broken over humanity and the world. Billy Meier conveyed a sense of foreboding about the future, suggesting that despite the eventual emergence of a new and better era, humanity would first endure a prolonged period of suffering and turmoil. He foresaw a world plagued by various forms of adversity, including conflict, terrorism, and natural disasters. Meier's prophecy reflects the ongoing challenges facing humanity in the modern era, such as humanitarian crises. Across the globe, millions of people continue to experience poverty, hunger, and displacement due to factors such as armed conflict, economic inequality, and environmental degradation. Humanitarian organizations struggle to meet the needs of vulnerable populations affected by crises, conflict, and violence. Wars, terrorism, and political instability persist in various regions, leading to loss of life, displacement, and societal upheaval. Civil wars, insurgencies, and terrorist attacks contribute to a sense of insecurity and fear among populations worldwide. Natural disasters. Climate change-related events, such as hurricanes, wildfires, floods, and droughts, are occurring with increasing frequency and intensity, exacerbating existing vulnerabilities and causing widespread devastation and loss of life. Pandemics and health crisis. Pandemic scares, along with other infectious diseases and health emergencies, has strained healthcare systems, disrupted economies, and resulted in significant loss of life and livelihoods around the world. Meier's prophecy prompts reflection on the enduring nature of human suffering and the fragility of life in the face of adversity. It underscores the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of solidarity, compassion, and perseverance in times of crisis. To address the challenges outlined in Meier's prophecy, humanity must prioritize cooperation, empathy, and proactive measures to mitigate suffering and build resilience. Diplomacy, dialogue, and mediation are essential tools for resolving conflicts and preventing the escalation of violence. International cooperation and peacebuilding efforts can help address the root causes of conflict and promote stability and reconciliation. Urgent action is needed to mitigate the impacts of climate change and build resilience to environmental hazards. Transitioning to renewable energy, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and implementing adaptation measures can help mitigate the risk of future disasters. Strengthening healthcare systems, investing in disease surveillance and preparedness, and promoting equitable access to vaccines and healthcare services are critical for addressing pandemics and health crises. Providing timely and effective humanitarian assistance to those affected by crises is essential for saving lives, alleviating suffering, and rebuilding communities. International solidarity and support for humanitarian organizations are crucial for addressing the needs of vulnerable populations. By working together to address the root causes of suffering and building a more just, equitable, and resilient world, humanity can overcome the challenges outlined in Meier's prophecy and create a better future for all. Original prediction number 4. Until now, gigantic crowds of religious believers wandered over the earth, and also, in the future, uncountable numbers of believers of unbelievably many lunatic sects will trample the surface of the earth, whereby some sect gurus will drive their believers to mass suicide and murder. Billy Meier observed the prevalence of religious followers throughout history and foresaw a future where countless sects and cults would emerge, some of which would be led by charismatic but dangerous leaders. He warned of the potential for manipulation and exploitation within these groups, leading to tragic outcomes such as mass suicide and murder. Meier's prophecy reflects the enduring influence of religious fervor and the emergence of extremist groups in the modern era. In recent decades, there has been a proliferation of religious sects, cults, and extremist movements around the world, often characterized by charismatic leaders who exploit the vulnerabilities of their followers for personal gain or ideological purposes. Some religious leaders, cult gurus, and extremist ideologues employ coercive tactics, psychological manipulation, and indoctrination to exert control over their followers and compel them to commit acts of violence or self-harm in the name of their beliefs. Tragic events such as mass suicides, terrorist attacks, and cult-related violence have occurred in various parts of the world, underscoring the dangers posed by extremist ideologies and the susceptibility of individuals to manipulation and radicalization. Meier's prophecy invites reflection on the complexities of religious belief, the allure of charismatic leaders, and the potential for exploitation and harm within religious or ideological communities. It underscores the importance of critical thinking, skepticism, and ethical leadership in navigating issues of faith and belief. To prevent the proliferation of dangerous sects and cults, societies must promote religious tolerance, education, and awareness of the tactics used by manipulative leaders to exploit their followers. Building strong social support networks, encouraging open dialogue, and providing mental health resources can help individuals resist indoctrination and manipulation. Additionally, regulatory measures and legal protections can safeguard vulnerable individuals from exploitation and abuse within religious or ideological organizations. By fostering a culture of informed consent, autonomy, and accountability, humanity can mitigate the risks posed by extremist ideologies and protect the rights and well-being of all individuals. Original prediction number 5. They will spread over everything like poisonous mushrooms, and their delusions will peal like a trumpet call over the entire world. Billy Meier depicted the proliferation of harmful ideologies and beliefs, likening them to poisonous mushrooms that spread rapidly and pervasively. He suggested that these delusions would resonate loudly across the globe, influencing societal attitudes and behaviors. Meier's prophecy captures the dissemination of extremist ideologies and misinformation in the modern age. Radical ideologies, whether political, religious, or social, have gained traction in various parts of the world, fueled by factors such as economic instability, social disenfranchisement, and identity politics. Extremist groups and individuals exploit vulnerabilities within societies to spread their harmful agendas, often through online platforms and social media. The spread of false information and conspiracy theories has become increasingly prevalent in the digital age, facilitated by the rapid dissemination of content on the internet and social media platforms. These delusions can incite fear, distrust, and division within communities, undermining democratic norms and social cohesion. The pervasive influence of extremist ideologies and misinformation has led to polarization, radicalization, and social unrest in many parts of the world. From political polarization to religious extremism and conspiracy theories, these divisive narratives threaten to undermine democratic institutions, human rights, and societal stability. Meier's prophecy prompts reflection on the power of ideas and the importance of critical thinking and media literacy in navigating a complex and interconnected world. It underscores the need to combat extremism and misinformation with education, dialogue, and evidence-based discourse. To counter the spread of harmful ideologies and misinformation, societies must invest in education, media literacy programs, and critical thinking skills. Promoting open dialogue, diverse perspectives, and fact-based journalism can help inoculate communities against extremist narratives and conspiracy theories. Additionally, fostering social cohesion, empathy, and understanding can build resilience against divisive rhetoric and promote a more inclusive and tolerant society. By cultivating a culture of intellectual curiosity and civic engagement, humanity can guard against the insidious influence of poisonous ideologies and uphold the values of truth, reason, and mutual respect. Original prediction number 6. And it's a long one, with a tough translation from the original written in German to English. Sectarianism will bear bad fruit and will cost many lives through murder and suicide, also through politics and power lust. In diverse countries, hundreds of thousands of people will be murdered, as in the Soviet Union, which will be dissolved no later than 1991, and in East Germany, which will, however, only exist until the late 80s of this century. Thereafter, Germany will be reunified, whereby, in contrast, in Iraq, a war will be led through the United States of America, through their country's president. However, this will be without success, for which reason one of his sons, who will also be the leader of the U.S., will, in the third millennium, unleash a second war in Iraq, which will ultimately lead to an unbelievable disaster and to torturing, as well as to mass murder through U.S. armed forces and the rebellious. In 1958, Billy Meier foresaw the destructive consequences of sectarianism, political power struggles, and international conflicts. He predicted the dissolution of the Soviet Union and East Germany, followed by the reunification of Germany. Additionally, he anticipated war in Iraq led by two U.S. presidents bearing the same last name, who just happened to be father and son, both times resulting in disastrous consequences. Today, Meier's prophecy offers insight into historical events and ongoing conflicts that have shaped the modern world, such as the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, following years of political, economic, and social unrest. The Soviet Union collapsed, leading to the emergence of independent states in Eastern Europe and Central Asia. Reunification of Germany in 1990. East Germany ceased to exist as a separate entity following a public communications blunder from the Kremlin, with the reunification of Germany marking a significant milestone in European history. The United States led Gulf War in 1991, allegedly due to Iraq invading Kuwait, then again with the invasion of Iraq in 2003, this time based on claims of weapons of mass destruction. Both resulted in a protracted conflict and destabilization of the region. As well, in both conflicts, the subsequent insurgency and sectarian violence led to significant loss of life and suffering among Iraqi civilians. The aftermath of the Iraq wars continues to reverberate, with ongoing instability, terrorism, and humanitarian crises affecting the region. The use of torture and mass incarceration by U.S. forces in Middle Eastern conflicts has raised ethical and legal concerns, highlighting the human cost of armed intervention and geopolitical ambitions. Mr. Meier's prophecy raises questions about the morality of warfare, the pursuit of power, and the consequences of geopolitical decisions on human lives and societies. It underscores the need for ethical leadership, diplomacy, and conflict resolution to prevent the escalation of violence and suffering. To avoid the pitfalls of sectarianism, political power struggles, and military intervention, nations must prioritize dialogue, cooperation, and diplomacy in resolving conflicts and addressing grievances. Upholding international law, human rights, and the principles of self-determination can help prevent the recurrence of disastrous wars and promote peace and stability in regions affected by conflict. Additionally, fostering a culture of empathy, understanding, and reconciliation can heal the wounds of past conflicts and build trust among communities and nations. By learning from history and embracing a shared commitment to peace, humanity can strive towards a more just and harmonious world. Original prediction number 7. Earth human, I see the great expanses of the earth, the almost boundless oceans, the great continents, mighty mountains, the vast forests, bubbling springs, the flowing brooks, rivers, and all the lakes, and I see how they will all, at the hand of man, be harmed and made sick, destroyed, and the majority will be annihilated. Billy Meier conveyed a profound vision of Earth's natural wonders and lamented their impending destruction due to human activities. He foresaw a future where environmental degradation, pollution, and exploitation would take a devastating toll on the planet's ecosystems, leading to widespread destruction and loss of biodiversity. Meier's prophecy resonates with the ecological crises facing the planet in the modern era, where human activities have precipitated irreversible damage to the environment. Specific examples include the rampant clearing of forests for agriculture, logging, and urbanization has led to the loss of critical habitat for countless species, contributing to biodiversity loss and ecosystem degradation. Marine ecosystems are under threat from pollution, overfishing, and habitat destruction. Plastic pollution, in particular, poses a significant threat to marine life, with devastating consequences for ocean health and biodiversity. The burning of fossil fuels and deforestation have resulted in rising greenhouse gas emissions, leading to global warming and climate instability. The impacts of climate change include more frequent and severe weather events, melting polar ice caps, and rising sea levels, all posing existential threats to human societies and ecosystems worldwide. Freshwater resources are increasingly scarce due to overextraction, pollution, and climate change. Droughts, water pollution, and inadequate sanitation infrastructure exacerbate water insecurity, affecting billions of people and ecosystems around the world. Meier's prophecy prompts reflection on humanity's relationship with the natural world and the consequences of our actions for the planet's health and well-being. It underscores the interconnectedness of all living beings and the importance of stewardship and respect for the Earth's ecosystems. To address the environmental challenges outlined in Meier's prophecy, humanity must adopt sustainable practices that prioritize conservation, restoration, and regeneration of ecosystems. This includes transitioning to renewable energy sources, protecting and restoring forests and other critical habitats, reducing pollution and waste, and promoting sustainable agriculture and resource management. Additionally, fostering a deeper appreciation and connection to nature can inspire individual and collective action to protect and preserve the planet for future generations. By working together to address environmental degradation, we can secure a more sustainable and resilient future for all life on Earth. Original prediction number 8. Centuries or millennia will not have passed before all that happens and all that which is yet to say, in words of prophecy and prediction happens, because the beginning of all the evil had already begun, with the development of modern technology and with the terrors of both world wars. Billy Meier suggested that the seeds of future calamities were sown with the advent of modern technology and the horrors of the world wars. He implied that the trajectory of human civilization had been irrevocably altered by these developments, setting the stage for the fulfillment of prophecies in the not-so-distant future. Meier's prophecy resonates with the ongoing challenges facing humanity in the modern era, where technological advancements have transformed society while also presenting new risks and vulnerabilities. Specific examples include The rapid pace of technological innovation has revolutionized almost every aspect of human life, from communication and transportation to healthcare and entertainment. However, it has also led to ethical dilemmas, privacy concerns, and the potential for misuse or abuse of technology. The interconnectedness of the modern world, facilitated by advances in transportation and communication technology, has brought about unprecedented levels of global trade, travel, and cultural exchange. While globalization has contributed to economic growth and prosperity, it has also exacerbated inequality, environmental degradation, and social unrest. The development and proliferation of nuclear, biological, and chemical weapons pose existential threats to humanity, with the potential for catastrophic consequences if used or deployed in conflicts. The legacy of the world wars continues to loom large in global security discourse, underscoring the imperative for nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation efforts. As stated in the earlier prophecies, the industrialization and fossil fuel-driven growth of the past century have contributed to climate change caused by human activity, leading to rising temperatures, extreme weather events, and environmental degradation. The consequences of climate change pose profound challenges to human civilization, with far-reaching implications for food security, public health, and geopolitical stability. Meier's prophecy invites reflection on the interconnectedness of historical events and the enduring impact of past decisions on the present and future of humanity. It underscores the need for ethical stewardship of technological advancements and collective action to address global challenges. To navigate the complexities of the modern world, humanity must prioritize ethical considerations, sustainability, and global cooperation. By harnessing the potential of technology for the greater good and promoting inclusive development, we can mitigate the negative consequences of technological progress and build a more resilient and equitable future for all. Also, addressing the root causes of conflict, inequality, and environmental degradation requires concerted efforts at local, national, and international levels. Through dialogue, collaboration, and collective action, we can chart a course towards a more just, peaceful, and sustainable world for generations to come. Original prediction number 9. In the future, further evil wars will be spread over the world, which will become so numerous that the normal person will lose track. In 1958, Billy Meier foresaw a future where warfare would proliferate on a global scale, leading to an overwhelming number of conflicts that would stretch the limits of human comprehension. He warned that the sheer magnitude of these wars would result in a sense of disorientation and desensitization among the general populace. Meier's prophecy finds resonance in the modern era, where conflicts continue to plague various regions of the world, often with complex and overlapping dynamics, such as ongoing conflicts in the Middle East remain a hotspot of violence and instability, as they have for most of recorded time, with the current multiple conflicts fueling humanitarian crises and displacement in catastrophic numbers. Global and regional powers increasingly engage in proxy wars, supporting conflicting factions in other countries to advance their strategic interests, such as the involvement of various NATO forces, with boots on the ground in Ukraine, poking the Great Russian Bear while looking over their shoulder at Israel, and that biblical battle which just gets worse each day. Non-state actors, such as ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and Boko Haram, continue to perpetrate acts of terrorism and insurgency, destabilizing regions and threatening international security. Barely on anyone's radar, but warranting our attention as well, are ethnic and sectarian tensions, fueling conflicts in various other parts of the world, including the Rohingya crisis in Myanmar, the Tigray conflict in Ethiopia, and the ongoing violence in Afghanistan and Iraq. Meier's prophecy underscores the enduring reality of human conflict and the tragic consequences of war for individuals and societies. It highlights the importance of addressing the root causes of violence and promoting dialogue, cooperation, and reconciliation to prevent the escalation of conflicts. To mitigate the proliferation of wars and promote peace, the international community must prioritize diplomacy, conflict resolution, and peace-building efforts. Multilateral institutions, such as the United Nations, play a crucial role in mediating conflicts, providing humanitarian assistance, and fostering dialogue among conflicting parties. Additionally, addressing underlying grievances, promoting inclusive governance, and investing in sustainable development can help address the root causes of conflict and build resilience against violence. By working together to prevent and resolve conflicts, humanity can move towards a more peaceful and prosperous future for all. Original prediction number 10. Through war and rebellion, people will be exterminated, and countries will collapse in on themselves, and a new name will be given by every power to the land which is stolen under his command, whereby the traditional names cease to exist. In 1958, Billy Meier envisioned a future where warfare and internal strife would lead to the decimation of populations and the disintegration of nations. He foresaw a scenario where conquerors would impose new names on conquered territories, erasing the traditional identities associated with those lands. Meier's prophecy resonates with contemporary conflicts and geopolitical shifts that have reshaped the map of the world. For example, the ongoing conflict in Syria has resulted in widespread devastation, loss of life, and displacement of millions of people. The country's descent into civil war has led to the collapse of state institutions and the fragmentation of territory, with various factions vying for control. Following the breakup of Yugoslavia, a series of ethnic conflicts erupted, leading to the disintegration of the country into several independent states. The dissolution of Yugoslavia resulted in the emergence of new nations with distinct identities and names, such as Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and others. Russia's annexation of Crimea from Ukraine in 2014 sparked international condemnation and a resurgence of tensions between Russia and the West. The annexation resulted in the imposition of new governance structures and the renaming of Crimea as a Russian territory, erasing its Ukrainian identity. This has now escalated to the East and West preparing for World War III, with the West being sly and conniving, poking the Russian bear for years, which has now responded by intensifying strategic war games in the Caribbean, just a few hundred miles from America's East Coast. The long-standing conflict between Israel and Palestine has involved territorial disputes, wars, and ongoing violence. The establishment of Israeli settlements in the occupied territories has led to the annexation of land and the imposition of new administrative divisions, altering the geographic and political landscape of the region. Continuing with renewed vigor to this very day, Israel is still hell-bent on erasing Palestinians from the planet, ignoring all cries for peace from humanity. Meier's prophecy highlights the destructive consequences of human conflict and the erosion of cultural and national identities in the wake of warfare and conquest. It underscores the importance of preserving the heritage and sovereignty of nations, even in the face of geopolitical turmoil. To prevent the fracturing of societies and the loss of cultural heritage, nations must uphold the principles of self-determination, territorial integrity, and respect for international law. Diplomatic efforts aimed at resolving conflicts through dialogue, negotiation, and mediation can help prevent the escalation of violence and the disintegration of states. Additionally, promoting reconciliation, tolerance, and mutual understanding can foster a sense of unity and cohesion among diverse communities, ensuring the preservation of their shared heritage for future generations. Which brings us to the end of our first episode in the series Beyond the Looking Glass, exploring the prophetic insights, predictions, suggestions, and warnings made by Billy Meier back in 1958. We are now in the year 2024, and all 10 have come true. To learn more about Mr. Meier and all 160 predictions and prophecies, visit the links found in the description. Open-minded and respectful comments and opinions are encouraged. Welcome and appreciated. Episode 2, Exploring Prophecies and Predictions 11 to 20, is coming soon. Please like, share, and follow for more thought-provoking content from the Collabrian. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, light, life.